A very good morning to all the attendees. Welcome to the webinar. On behalf of the Urban Engineering Development Special Interest Groups, UTAR, thank you for your time and attention in the upcoming hours. My name is Kenny Chia. Today, I'm your panelist for our today's sections on sustainable, conscious community and property management's course, Smart City in the Making. By engineers Professor Dr. LAM WEI HAUR. Engineer Professor Dr. LAM WEI HAUR is a professor from UTAR Sungai Long campus. He was an associate professor at the University of Malaya with bachelor's and master degrees from the Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, UTM, and PhD from the Queen's University, Belfast. He has research experience at the University of Oxford, at the University of Plymouth, UK, Tianjin University, and the Dalian University of Technology, PR, China. Without further ado, we would like to welcome engineers, Professor Dr. Lam to start his sharing on the topic.
Thank you very much, Kenny. I think address me Lam will do, because I think all the students in the classroom address me. Sometimes they will address me sir, but normally I just ask them to address me Lam. Will fine. First of all, thank you, Kenny, for very good introductions, and I would like to thank the University President, Prof. Yu, and our Chairman of our Special Interest Group, Azhar, Dr. Huang. I think Dr. Ling, my colleague, is coming. Also, Huang Saru, to make this event happen. So, and thank you for all the participation as well. Give me a chance to share a little bit on the sustainable conscious community and the property management course on the smart city thinking. So it's always come up from our mind. We want to live in the green environment in a sustainable city. And now we come up with the more new IT elements. Is try to use the smart elements, try to change our living. Why all these things will happen? I try to see I can change the slide or not. Yeah. Then I try to click my mouse harder is successfully. So today I think we will have about 1.5 hour sharings on this topic. So at the beginning, I give a brief on the introduction of the background. Why all this smart sustainable city become a hot topic? People start to talk about that. Why the reason behind that? And after that, we will go on the smart city, smart and sustainable city. So regarding some of the university, some of the country policy. I think I got some of the information regarding the smart city initiative, from the MCMC, my convergence, we have the frameworks for the smart city in Malaysia, and give a little bit sharings we have the property management, what's the property management, what's the law about. But on the law part, I think I will try to use some examples, because I'm not exactly the legal persons, so I'm more like an engineer and a scientist. So we will talk a little bit on the prop deck on today topics. So I think this one just now Kenny already give a brief regarding my background. So I also very curious why the world we have to change the living methods. Previously, our grandfathers, our fathers, they live in a different way. Maybe they have more resources and less populations, but nowadays things is changing. Not because we are changing. It's just the world is start to be changing. We have more populations on that. you can see like the world reached 8 billion of the populations on 15 November 2022. So there's a report from the United Nations, and in the top journal is being published on that. We have the demands of space in economy. We always talk about the space. Maybe like we get used with the terms of the residentials, commercials, like it's very real estate terms. For scientists point of the view, actually, like we looking at the bigger pictures, like the human just need space. We need a space to live. And if the population keep increasing, then how far will global population rise? Researchers can't have an agreement on that, like the Earth can sustain how many the populations. But we try to forecast, like from the United Nations, do a good job. We maybe have 11 billions of the population end of this century. It means like it's up to 2100. We have 11 billions of the population. Now we already have 8 billions of the population, and the population is keep increasing. One of the good news, like we have more demands of the space. You can see the market. You can see like it can push the economy because we have more population. And we come to the party in the planet Earth, we might need to plan for a few things. Like we maybe have 1 3 billions of the humans. Some of them they say maybe we end of this century we have 11 billions, but some say maybe we have 13 billions of the populations and 4 billions maybe in Africa by 2010. So if we have increasing of the population, you just try to imagine last time maybe during, for example, your parents is married, only 2 persons stay in the 2-bedroom. Suddenly, if he has after he has 2 children, still staying in the 2-bedroom. After he has 5 children, still staying in the 2-bedroom, and after he has 7 children, is still staying in the 2-bedroom. So the way of living is changing because it becomes more crowded. The same thing is happens like on our Earth. So that's why like in the very global pictures on the United Nations, we have the Sustainable Development Goal and focus on the Goal 11, what we call is the sustainable city and the community. What's the sustainable and city and community means? If we zoom in, we go to the United Nations website for the Goal 11, it gives you the hints like we try to make the city and the human settlement to be more inclusive. Inclusive is mean like no war, live peacefully, everyone is able to understanding to everyone, to be the safe place and resilient and sustainable. It has about 10 targets, events, it got publication and the action. If you are interested on this one, you can go deep on that to have a look. So because of the population increasing, previously we didn't have that much restrictions on the carbon emissions. Just like when during our young times, like maybe like we can build a toilet close to the river, but after you go to the toilet, so the waste can directly release to the river. That's the old story. But after the increasing of the populations, like we can't directly like discharge the cosmetic waste into the river. We have the regulations, and the same things for the carbon as well. We have a lot of law try to restrict on that, like the carbon emissions. And previously, maybe like we can release the carbon directly to the air, and it didn't have much law and regulation. But now you have to be aware that is maybe carbon in future it seems like the rubbish, the solid waste, or maybe like the wastewater. You cannot just freely like release to the public area. If you need to release more carbon, you need to pay for the carbon credit. So it will have no free carbon release. And it's come out with the new trading we call the carbon trading. This all the new terms like the carbon trading is known as the carbon emission trading. If your industry or the companies release more carbon, they need to buy and sell the credit on that. And can the carbon be sold? We have the new term, something like carbon emission right can be sold in the various market on that. And nowadays, if we see the news like not only Shanghai Environment of Energy Exchange, we have this carbon trading. Even in Malaysia, KLSC, we start to have this carbon trading, and it has a price on the carbon. This is all consequences of the world populations increasing and we changing our lifestyle. And in Bengala as well, we have various steps, something like the high-tech and green facilities to decide to help the SME and innovation startup to grow their business and invest in strategic sector and technology and all this kind of new step to try to use the financial machinery, try to away on the world population increase problem. It's a something more ambitious plan. I think like which maybe you have the chances to see on the news. Like we have giants on the engineers, like maybe not mention his name. I think everybody will know. He have very ambitious like missions. Try to build a Mars city. This is all because of the world population is increasing. Like he aims like in 2050, he tried to put 1 million of the Martians in Mars. So will this kind of living following old style of our grandfathers or our fathers? Definitely no. If this kind of city is being built, it's more challenging. Like it will be a smart city, and surely it will be sustainable city, and it will be a circular economy with all these new terms on that. So what are why are we doing this? Like what he give an answer like maybe some go wrong on Earth. And what is the Mars city? So it's open to all the regular person. But come up with one thing, if you want to live in the Mars city, it will be very expensive. So what he say is maybe they can get a loan. So actually it's no difference like the new way of the real estate. So why does want to build a Mars city? You want to transform humanity into the multi-planet species. Actually, if you want to migrate to Mars, it's very ambitious like missions. It's come up maybe like the planet ship. If you migrate to Mars, do you still able to retain of your Earth citizenship? Maybe if we now talking all this kind of discussion, it feels like maybe too far away from us, but actually it's not far away. The technology is going very fast. It's meaningful for us to try to think about it. Another less ambitious like planning what uh, Earth is trying to do. Everyone know the land resources is scarce. It is limited resources and scarce resources. And maybe we don't want to go to Mars. It's too many things. Maybe I go to Mars, I'm no longer able to come back to Earth. But how about I leave the land, I go to a floating city? Is the ocean city will be cheaper than Mars? And we try to think about it. And it has a few plans is ongoing. They try to build a floating city. So the floating city will have all the sustainable elements, particular on the wave energies to produce the green electricity, tidal kinetic energy to produce all this blue and green energy. Maybe like desalination system to provide the fresh water with the wind power, solar power. And can be part of the extensions on the offshore oil and gas technology because they are very good on building the offshore oil platform. But in terms of building a floating city, it will be quite exciting and it's create a lot of opportunity on that. And we have others like the vehicle for the navigation. Maybe they try to build uh, the ship or the yacht without taking the fuel, maybe purely using the solar power or maybe other forms of the wave or tidal kinetic energy power in order to combat the climate change, in order to make the earth is able to cope more population. In a brief of my research, actually, like my background is a lot on the marine renewables, like on the offshore winds, floodings, solar power, tidal kinetic energies. Like previously, we have experience on doing a lot of hydraulic and soil analysis. We try to think how to bridge this knowledge and technology into the floating city, into the Mars city. If that's too far away, and later maybe on Earth, maybe on the land, we have try to push forward on the sustainable and the smart city. So for this offshore wind, floating solar, or tidal kinetic energy, or the waste energy, it will be like make it cheaper and safer if we have better understanding the physics on that and able to provide the renewable energies to any alternative choice on that. And we have like previously like a brief on our background, like using the computer simulations, because nowadays like if we want to have building a smart city, we need to have a lot of data learning, and computer simulation is able to provide a lot of data learning and enable to make the IoT things functions to be workable. And this is some of our previous work on how to investigate the soil after use the computer simulations, and we do the experiment. All this thing is we try to produce the early warning system for this one for the safe navigation, and in futures like it has a lot of early warning system, something like when the energy efficiency, you can see like for TNB, you're up to certain energy usage that will give you the advice and on your bill or maybe on the flooding early warnings. But this one is for the navigation uh, early warning if we are in the flooding city. So if going to, if now we understanding, it has the world changing, and with the climate change issue and the world population increasing. Just like the example previously, like maybe our parents, when they are married, they only got 2%, but they still have the same 2 bedroom. After they have the children and more populations in the house, the lifestyle will change. I think the same thing is worth for us to think about our lifestyle changing. When the world is changed, like we need to change our lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle we will be changed? Definitely, like we need to produce like less rubbish, and we want to a lifestyle to be more sustainable. So it's come up the questions like, are we living in a sustainable, conscious community now? And it's worth for us to think about, is our community is green enough and is sustainable enough? If we have more population come in, just like our parents have more children, are they able to sustain their family in the existing space? Is our current community is sustainable enough if we have more incomers come to the our country, come to Klang Valley, or come to Kuala Lumpur? So this is something worth for us to think about. Now we can see like it has a lot of technology giants like the Tesla, Amazon, and Google is part of our daily life. I still remember when during my university times, like we don't have the mobile phone. It's not that popular, but now we're not only using the mobile phone and we even using the smartphone. So is the coverage of the mobile network is good enough? Is the 3G, 4G, and the 5G is good enough? And are we living in a smart city? So what is the definition of the smart city? Maybe today we will share a little bit from the some of the official saying. So I think the credit is go to the a lot of experts that doing good work on that. And this one is smart city initiative from the Plan Malaysia. So we get some of the useful information on that for the sharings. For the smart city, in the European Union, for the Europe Digital Agenda Strategy, they have their strategy on the smart city. It's called the Europe Digital Agenda. And for this, 21 smart city and projected to increase to 85 by year 2025, another 2 years to go. And 35 of the city will be in Asia Pacific and 31 in the Europe and 25 in America. I think this report is few years ago. Maybe did not consider the delay due to the COVID time. I think it's even though it still show like the figures is ambitious, like to turn the existing city to be smart city. Smart cities around the world and in Nice, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Kyoto, Beijing, Singapore, and so on a few. Sweden in Stockholm, we have like US, San Francisco. And in Malaysia, we try to make a greater Kuala Lumpur, Iskandar Malaysia, Smart Selangor, and Putrajaya Smart City. And all this goal is try to develop initiatives like try to develop the overall framework for the smart city in Malaysia. So we need to start to have a framework how to do the things. After that, maybe it's not in rush, but in a systematic implementation, step by step, the smart city development in Malaysia. So the objective is actually try to translate and define the main concept of the smart city related particular to the smart living. So it's more focused on the humans, like we have the smarter life, smarter living, and how to make it smarter of the living. And we have the smart governance. That's mean like our government push for the e-government for a long time. It has a very good foundation to further push on the smart governance. And I think most importantly is the smart economy. Since like we can attract the talent coming in to let the economy keep spinning, the smart city and the smart living is only able to happen. Because we want the people able to have the smart living, you have to have the job opportunity with the smart economy, which is able to sustain this kind of smart living. And the government mostly like is providing the service, and with the smart environment, we are able to provide the greener environment, because nowadays we talk about all the clean environment and healthy food, and with the smart people, people are smart and friendly, and the smart mobility. And this is the objective, and later we will go into deeper. to see what's the definition on all these different of the smart elements. So to establish the policy, strategy, and action plans based on the urban categories with reference to the national urbanization policy. So the country is trying to let more people come to the city with the urbanization to enjoy the facilities of the city. I think this happens in all over the world in various countries. Like my times in China, I think the government start to help the very poor people from the village, isolated village, try to move into the less remote area because it's convenience for the children to go to school and convenience for the elderly to go to hospital. So to formulate an implementation and monitoring mechanism of smart city development. So you can see like we have the garden city, which is a lot like the sustainable city. And we have go through the process and we try to aim toward the smart city with the smart economy, with the smart living of the lifestyle. So for the digital government and the smart city, 11 Malaysia plan and the smart city, more Malaysia live in the urban area. Cities are starting to face pain points such as the congestion, pollution, inefficient deployment of the urban service. Because the urbanization policy actually like try to help maybe like the children able to go to the city to attend the school, the elderly able to have a good medical facility in the city. But it's come up another problems like if we didn't live in a smart way, maybe we have the conventional city problems like the congestions, transportation congestions, like the limited space to live, and the pollution because we have the high population. It's easy to get the air pollution and everything. Produce too much of the waste, the solid waste, and the wastewater as well. Like inefficiency of the deployment of the urban service, like too many customer crowded to government agencies, maybe the crowded to school. So this all the some things like we need to think about. Maybe like by using the smart city, it's the next generation of the approach of future city for the urban management with solutions that address this issue and improve the quality of life of urban travel. So you can see like for the information for Plan Malaysia for the smart city in Malaysia, like we have the government initiatives, we have the national physical plan, national urbanization policy, rapid urban goal, digital economic goal, new development trend, government and IT company corporations. We try to have the smart city framework. And the national urbanization policy goal is to drive and coordinate sustainable urban development planning, which is try to create a balance of the living in the balance of the physical, environment, social, economy development in Malaysia is more comprehensive with the four principles of the good urban government, livable city, competitive urban economy, and inclusive and equitable urban development. So it's something like an examples on the existing lands use. Like you can see we have 11 state, 101 local authority, 88 district plus 2 federal territory in the Peninsular Malaysia. There's information get from the materials like showed just now. So all these places, if we able to have a better plan, I will explain like uh, if like the world recognize like Singapore as a very convenient city with the walking distance connected by good public transport. I will explain or describe Malaysia as a bicycle city because a bicycle distance city because Malaysia actually is not that big compared some of the country like US, India or China. Actually, all the places like we are able to connect it like using a bicycle. But how this thing is being implemented like it's quite in a bicycle distance area. But how this thing is able to be implemented to make like our city to be smart and sustainable. I think it need to be have a systematic implementation with a good strategic planning on that. How will smart city be delivered? And you can see like in the definition on the Frost and Sullivan's on 2014, like we identify like the smart city with the smart governance. That means like e-government, all these things, and with smart energy, smart building, smart mobility, smart facilities, smart technology, smart healthcare, and smart citizenship. The smart city concept is still a very new concept, and we didn't have an overwhelming agreement among the scientists, engineers, policymakers, and even like the residents. And we have like some of the information on if we talk about the smart governments, we try to have a better understanding, like we try to improve the government service to people, like the aspect on the public participation, efficient public to social services, private-public partnership, transparent governance. So you can see we have now a lot of paperless and government is quite transparent. We have a lot of information we can get online. And with the smart mobility to increase the efficiency and public transportation accessibility, mobility of the people and traffic management through intelligent traffic management in the city. And we try to improve the public transport. I still remember about 20 years ago when I come to Kuala Lumpur, when I still a university student to visit my friends, we didn't have a much LRT to connect, and the bus is not that much as well, and it's not on time. They want to wait all the passengers go up and try to push as much as possible. So at that time, it's really suffering. Like we want to have the mobility is very limited, and this thing is become one of the good functions. Like we want to have in a smart living, we should have the smart mobility. Like in a smart city, the people can travel from one place to another place with the expected time. And you can see like what we try to say, like to increase efficiency of the public transportation, accessibility, mobility of the people and traffic management through intelligent traffic management in the city. And in China, I try to use, we have the apps. It's connected like all the public transport, like they have a track for the bus, for the train. We know what exactly like the bus is coming. So we can determine or estimate what's the walking distance I need to walk to the bus stop. And I know maybe after I arrive the bus stop, the bus will come in 2 minutes because it's all shown in the apps of the intelligent traffic management in the city. This thing may be complicated also because it needs data sharing from the public transport to the private. That's why like, it needs to implement step by step. But in the end, the convenience should be go back to the citizens and the people's like we are able to better use the city. Like other aspects, something like efficient route accessibility, efficient public transportation, non-motorized accessibility, available of ICT infrastructure. This is maybe like the mobile coverage or maybe like the internet coverage. How about the smart economy? We need to create a competitive, innovative, and diverse economy opportunity to prepare for the challenges and the opportunity of economic globalization. Maybe we will ask why the surrounding people will come to Kuala Lumpur because they enjoy the Kuala Lumpur life. Maybe yes, maybe no. I think most importantly is Kuala Lumpur provides them the job opportunity. It has the most dynamic economy in Malaysia, so able to attract the people in the surrounding state to come to work in Kuala Lumpur. If we want to have a smart and sustainable city, and the smart economy, I would say, is one of the very important elements to create the job opportunity, and therefore we need to have the very good competitiveness, innovative, and diverse economic opportunities that is able to attract the potential residents live in the smart city in a smart living lifestyle. Which the aspect of the economic growth and the value creation, innovation, economic growth, equitable wealth distribution, entrepreneurship. So what's the smart living slide? Actually, is give the some of the definition from the existing guideline or maybe the information is to create the sustainable, vibrant, and ideal place for living, especially for women, children, senior citizens in the city. So it's not only focused on the working persons, and we focus on the family balance as well. We have to help the weak, like the women, uh, they have their opportunity, and for the children, they have the easy access to the school and the good facilities and welfare. And for senior citizens, they will able to have the affordable healthcare system in the city. And the city should be like safe as a safe city with the security and the low carbon lifestyle with the good housing quality, education quality, health conditions, cultural facilities, and with the tourist and recreation attractive. I think Kuala Lumpur is a very friendly city and very friendly places to the tourists. We welcome like the people. It's very diversity from all over the country. No matter you are from the west, from the east, from the Middle East, no matter you are any kind of the religions, like you are very welcome. Like I think this is a good tradition of Kuala Lumpur with the smart city. We have should continue like to be friendly and the, to be the good host for our guests, like coming to visit our country and to visit Kuala Lumpur because they bring a lot of like income expenses, like to live in the hotel, to go to shopping, the how the economy, they give create a lot of job of opportunity, and they create the cultural diversified on that. Because some of the tourists after they come to Malaysia, they like Malaysia, they stay for many years, and some of them they eventually even got married and settled down. It add up a lot of good elements to our smart living as well. And for the MCMC, I think we, as I mentioned, for the new frontier of the innovations regarding what the smart city on that. So it's emphasized some of the existing smart cities, something like the Barcelona, New York, London, Nice, and Singapore. They're very ambitious on that. And this one is very interesting. I try to like give the sharings like for our smart city, maybe if in future we produce the e-waste, we have to wisely like recycle the e-waste as well. This is another smart city of the living. So you can see like in details like from the document in the MCMC is actually in 19 somethings that already start to propose the smart sustainable city. They use the term FSC. And with the smart government and smart economy to provide the job opportunity, able to allow those smart people able to have the sufficient income to live in this smart city, and then we have the smart mobility, and with the smart elements without the pollution, with the good pollution monitoring with the sensor, and use of the sustainable technology like the renewable energy technology, and all these things for the environmental sustainable ish, and for the smart people and the smart living as well. So for the in this state of the action plan, it has a few like implementations like phase one. They try to get the framework, the basic for the smart sustainable city, and think about strategic planning, action plan, and management planning, and we go into iteration. You found that like we are getting closer to the smart city, or maybe the smart city framework, and because in the previous day we no need to pay the if we stay in the condominiums, and most of the lifestyle of the citizen in the KL, what they are staying in the when they are staying in the condominium, they need to pay for the maintenance fees and pay for the sinking fund on that. So all these things actually like eventually will pay to the smart city living. So for this framework, actually we slowly like try to understand what's the missions, what's the goals, and what's the all these things, ensure like this accountability. And in the KPKT Ministry of Housing and Local Government, they also mentions like have this Malaysia's smart cities framework on the concept of the smart city globally. Apologize that because all these documents like we got it from the previous. I think the new government will come up a lot of new guidelines is able to help on the smart city. So the concept of the smart city globally is using transformation, communication, digital technology to address urban challenges and improve urban management and quality of the life, sustainable, efficient, and the security, and continuous public participation of the innovations. Sometimes we maybe think smart city is expensive, but it may be wrong as well. Actually, the smart city is most on the way of the living and the functionality of the city. We use unpreventable current technology, something like the sensor, mobile phone, internet, fiber, this kind of the coverage. I think later I will show an examples in the Singapore. Maybe you will see like actually it's not smart city is not equal like as an expensive city. It's still focused on the affordable housing, but with more smart elements on that. You can see like all the definitions like they have they focus on economy, people, governance, environment, and living. And you can see like they focus on transportation, ICT from the Kara view on 2009 and Mahijana 1999. So they focus on the intelligent city, the functionality city. It's not means it's an expensive city. We should wisely tune the smart and sustainable city to be the affordable city with the affordable housing as well. So we can see the smart city components and characteristics, and it's more widely accepted like we need the smart economy in order like to attract with the job opportunity, can have the smart living in this city, and with the smart environment, that means the good environment, and the smart people, and with the low carbon city, and with the smart government, which is able to access like now we want to apply the passport, we can do it online. After that, we just go to correct in one of the UTC. And this is getting smart and smarter the government. And for the smart mobility, we have more and more LRT is completed and a lot of connectivity, and we have the fast is compared to the previously. It's more on times and systematic, and with the smart infrastructure for those the driver. And this is one of the examples like I would like to share about that. So you can see like, and in this, how to design the and build a smart city and the nations like from, I think, Ms. Cheong, I think he mentions like a few things like come up with in the questions like at the very beginnings, like are we in a sustainable living? Are we in a smart living now? So it come up like we can see whether like we have a broadband or the fiber in our home or not. And is that a database township able to learn the new things depends on the climate and the change on our city in order to improve our livelihood. And is that have any like computer simulations to do the design of your township? How about the wind flow of the ventilations? Do we able to have a well design to capture the natural wind? Try to using less the aircon to save the electricity, and maybe like do we able to predict the solar radiations using the current the smart technology or the computer simulations in order to capture the green energy? And how about the smart transportation for the conveniences and healthcare? And how do we care about the elderly on that? And you can see like in the case like we do the computer in this case even like it do the computer simulations like they try to investigate how the wind flow like try to let the natural wind get into the every houses. We can't prevent it like in future in Kuala Lumpur city we will be like the Singapore. We have a lot of high rise for the living. But what we can do is by using this kind of housing will be more affordable. But we can well decide on all these housing to able to design, able to capture the best of the ventilation to get the natural wind come into your unit. This is something we need a smart city which can do combined with the computer simulation method. Like for the energies, like if we were able to well predict the solar radiations, we know like in Malaysia we have a good, very good uh, solar energy. We able to wisely to optimize where to put the solar panels to use the green energies for the for our smart city. And for the mobile transportation, I think maybe we need to consider is that have the available public transport data sharing, and we are able to know where's the public bus routing us or the LRT is reaching your nearby stations. And these are all the smart mobility and we need to have. And this one is very interesting, like it's use a very cost-effective motion sensor. The motion sensor is very cost-effective, maybe like 10, 20 ringgit if you're able to get a cheap one. And it used to monitor the elderly because we sometimes don't like to use the camera, it infringe the privacy, but we can use the motion sensor. If they are able to detect the people is moving, sometimes we worry our parents whether like he is having the breakfast or not. Then we can put a motion sensor, didn't infringe his privacy, but we know like oh he walked out, he passed by the kitchen. Then we know oh, okay he take the breakfast and he take the lunch and take the dinner. I think this is a way of smart living to respect the elderly, and at the same time we are able to take care the elderly. For this, I would like to share this very interesting video. Then, can you hear the voice of this one? Kenny, can you hear the voice of the YouTube?
No, still
Oh,
cannot
okay.
hear.
Cannot hear the voice, is it?
Right now, still cannot hear.
Oh, I see. I think maybe like it didn't have a function. Thank you, Kenny. I think I will give a quick browse through on that because like the voice is not available.
Maybe.
So you can see like in our neighbor country they are also start to doing the smart nations. So they have the concept of the smart town. They want to build a smart town. And able to capture the good winds and the ventilations. And when you have a unit, you are able to get the wind come into your house. And this is the natural ventilations and natural radiations. It's very useful for us to able to get the reduce the energy efficiency, and by using the solar power, we can get the green electricity. I think this is what I want to share is regarding the smart living or the smart elderly. I think the most widely used on this device is they are using the motion sensor instead of the camera. So because I got the previous experience as well, if you're using the cameras, like it seems like our parents will sometimes like feel is that infringe your privacy or not? But if you're using the motion sensor, so it's the very polite way, and even better like you put something like the voice recorder or everything like if you feel like offense the elderly. So for these examples, you can see like the smart city sustainable smart city way is being recognized by the our neighboring country Singapore. They are start working on that. It's because they are realized that the increasing of the populations in the Singapore is no difference like increasing the population in the world. And in KL as well, like we are facing the same problem. So that's why like it's very good to think how this thing we are able to live in a smarter way. So it's no answer right or wrong, because like now we know the world population is increasing, climate change is happening, the lifestyle is changing, our living will change as well. So smart and sustainable city is one way to live. And maybe like we would think, yes, Kuala Lumpur is already green enough and community is very conscious of. Maybe sometimes we think so, looking for better green infrastructure or maybe better fiber coverage. And maybe we have others like very interesting open-end answer. But this thing is very good, like to try to edify us, and we are able to think about that this lifestyle. How do we cope with the new lifestyle with the increasing of the population? So are we living in the smart city? Like maybe like we will think that uh, Kuala Lumpur is good atmosphere, good smartphone coverage with the broadband on the fiber, uh, with the fiber, or maybe like we think, or maybe soon we need more database learning, like maybe like we have more expectations, like oh, when the climate of the weather of the Kuala Lumpur is changing, we expect like we have a lot of sensor in the city. We'll adjust the facilities, like adjust maybe the public light will open like automatically. So what's more, and we think about like our rainfall, whether for rainwater harvesting, because there's the resources we can get in a smart city, encourage the circular economy, and do we have the smart wastewater management and the smart security system like we have in all the condominiums, like we have the security guard. But in some of the places, they already start to use the robotic security guard, try to replace the increasing like the uh, lack of the humans or the labor, or maybe like the increasing cost of the labor. And they have start to use like no longer use like the cleaner to correct the rubbish, but they use the robotic solid waste corrector. It's no difference like we go to the restaurants now. We didn't have the helper to serve you the food because we just can't get the right people to do the repeated work. And you can see like we have the auto serving robot to serve you the food. In future, in our community, after we paying the maintenance fee, instead of the robotic solid waste corrector, you wouldn't see the cleaner come every floor to correct the rubbish uh, every morning, but the robot is come to collect the rubbish. And the way we throw the solid waste will be different. And this thing is quite maybe quite soon will happen, but we don't know. And how about the robotic cleaner for the system? If you go to the some of the shopping complex during the night times, they will do the cleaning. They have the machine on that. Can we do the this kind of machine to be autopilot, to be robotic? So I think we know like that got China brands that they try to produce a quite economic house cleaning machine on that. How about the commercial cleanings in our condominium building? Is that the robotic cleaner is able to do the job? And I think for the all the high rise got the problem of the window cleaning from the outside. Previously, they're using the Spider-Man is too expensive, and nowadays it's got a lot of machine and is able to clean the external of the windows of the high rise. So they use this kind of robot for the cleaning, and this thing will come soon or later, and depends on our smart economy. And another one, smart visitor management. This one maybe Malaysia do quite good. Like in the conventional way, we try to call the system in the security guard, and we pick up the phone. Then we allow the visitor come in. But now they start to use the apps on doing that. Start to replacing, because the cost for to replace the cost of replace this aging infrastructure for the guard house connect to each house, the phone system, intercom system is quite expensive, and it start to replacing using the app, the app on that. So this all the different smart style of the living. Okay, so now we come to the building management side. Uh, for this building management side, if we are living in a condominium, we already get used like with the Strata Management Act. So it's got some of the terms, something like the city council. If you're staying in the Kuala Lumpur, maybe Kuala Lumpur city council, you got like COP. We pay the Cukai Taksiran, and this fund is able to try to manage like with the position of the COB. That's the official for the city council. Try to help they're kind of, maybe like can say they're kind of the police, helping to keep track all the condominiums is operating in tidy way. In the condominiums, each condominium we have the JMB, Joint Management Body, or maybe like we have the MC, Management Committee, in the self-regulated way. So it's something like go through the AGM, we can have our residents, the owners to represent, try to maintain the common facilities on the condominiums. This all mentions in the Strata Management Act in year 2013, about 10 years ago. So at the times like, I also stay in the condominiums, and before the act and after the act, I can observe a few changes on that. And you will see like when we have the JMPs, like we have the building managers who try doing all this job, and the accounting clerk try to collect the maintenance fees and try to collect the sinking funds. And the residents, unfortunately, previously, like if we are not in the strata properties, we no need to pay the maintenance fees. But if you are in the strata properties, I think you are obliged, it's an obligation for you to pay the maintenance fee and or management fees, and the sinking fund. So we have to pay the monthly maintenance fee and sinking fund, and go to the accounting clerk or maybe online transfer for this way. So you can see that it's not like we want our city to be smart or sustainable city. Our city already walk towards the smart and sustainable city, because we are paying the fees for the improvement. So it's the matter like which way we are going to improve. Can we didn't pay the fees? I think unfortunately, maybe like if you're looking at the Strata Management Act, if we stay in the strata properties, we must pay the fee. If not, you will be at a one list stating who is not paying the fee. It's come up the question: can we not stay in the strata property? Sounds also impractical. If you are not staying in the strata property unless you are really very rich, you can stay in the landed properties in Kuala Lumpur. It's come up like our lifestyle is changing because of the population is increasing. So it's not the matter like we want a smart or sustainable city or not. It's already being a trend, and how do we make our lifestyle being good? And maybe some of the residents that will think about, I already pay the maintenance fee. Why I still want to pay the cukai taksiran and cukai petak? So when you go to the website of DBKL website with the COB, they will explain like the cukai taksiran is try to maintain the clouding like the light outside the condominium. Because within the strata dider for the common facilities, we use the maintenance funds or the sinking funds for the repair to maintain the facilities. But outside the strata property, the joint management body, they don't have the right on that, and the city council or maybe the COB need to help like using like the cukai taksiran we pay to the city council. If the street light is spoiled, it's not working, we want to repay on that. It need help on the city council. And cukai petak is like seems like the cukai tanah, but in years I think with the change of the law, they call it cukai petak. Maybe like the parcel rent, no longer the quick rent for the strata title. I think it has a come up with the questions like, is your family is paying the property management cost or not? So if you are paying for the property management cost, it's come up with questions like, maybe you should expect something, because you can't avoid like you pay the properties management cost, and you will expect something. Is that a smart and sustainable city, or maybe smart and sustainable way of the living? Is the way of the living we are looking forward. So for this, like, and if we are paying the management fee, why we want to pay the management fee for including the maintenance fee and the sinking fund fee? Are we obliged to pay on that? If you look at the Strata Management Act, maybe it gives you some idea. So it's kind of the question, do you know Strata Management Act, your right after you paying this fee? Can this fee help you to do something on that? You can see like the credit is go to the YouTube. I got it online. It's not representing my personal opinions. I just try to share because I'm not a legal person on that. Uh, I didn't take any responsibility like on my sharings. So it's come up with the we have the federal land code in 1926, and we have the Kanun Tanah Negara in 1966. With the changings all the times, we have the Akta Hak Milik Strata 1985, and following we have the 2001 Strata Management Act. After that, we have two more regulations come out in 2015, 2016, which is the maintenance, and another is for the tribunal. So now, if we already know we are unpreventable, like we need to pay the fees for the sharing the common facilities, maybe we will think about maybe we have the right to decide this money, or maybe like can come up with some of the living style we want. And you can see it mentions what is the duty of the JMB, the tugas of the JMB, because the original document is in Malay and the information code also in Malay. So you can see like they try to maintain all the facilities and all these things. If not surprised, and please don't try not paying the maintenance fees, because if you will be take actions on that to the tribunal. So what you can do is you can request the improvement on the JMB if you got opinions, but if you stay in the strata property, you got no right, do not pay for the maintenance fee and the sinking fund. So that's why, like, again, is the smart sustainable living is one of the way for us uh, to improve after we paying the fees on that. So I think for this one, because it didn't have the voice, I just quite browse through on that. You can have a look from this YouTube. I think they are the more proper like strata management regarding like what happenings on that, how this act is work for. And another YouTube, I think I want to share with that, like it mentions like the 3 acts on that. We have the Strata Management Act 2013 on that. After that, we have the other acts, which is quite useful on that. These 2 acts, Akta Hak Milik Strata 1985, Akta Pengurusan Strata 2013. So you can go through for more legal persons. They have the sharings on that. And this is, I think, another videos. They are giving like more information, but I don't think he's a legal person. You can have a look to have a better understanding. Because existing, I see the public access information for the Strata Management Act still limited. Maybe it's still new. It's talking what's the rules. This is the 3 Act, Strata Management Act. It has the Strata Management, Maintenance and Management. This is not that, it's the regulations on 2015. And the third one, 2019. So you can see like what's the function of the JMP. At the beginnings, like we are the JMP with the participation of the developer. After that, we have the MC management body. So the management fees or the maintenance fee and the sinking fund we pay to, the purpose is used to maintain and manage the common share area. And what the responsibility of this JMP or the MC actually is also determine the bill and force collection of the management fee. So please don't try not to paying the management fees because the interest is quite expensive. It's normally is 10% on that, and it's maintain appropriate register all the owners, and this is they also help to ensure the properties and comply with the regulation with the local authority. And ensure the financial transaction on the maintenance. Okay, this thing will be like, what if owner does not pay the maintenance fee and the sinking fund? So management can legally charge interest 10% per annum. So it will quite a lot of interest on that, because you can see now the interest rate for the fixed deposit is about 3%, something like that. So 10% is about 3 times on that. It's not worse on that. And you will lose the voting right, lose public access, area access. Maybe they will block your card. This one criminal charges, but this one I never see yet. It happens. In the Strata Management Act 2013, it also have some of the function like enforcer, commission of the building, COB, the stuff we mentioned. COB is an independent body responsible overseeing, administrating, and enforcing duty obligation lay of the strata management and all these things. So what is the parcel rent? Just now we touched a little bit. Parcel rent is governed by the Strata Management Act 2013 and the Strata Title Act 1985. In detail, maybe you can have a look on this YouTube. They are more expert on that. Let me come back for my presentation. We have about 10 minutes left. So you can see from the strata management, and this one we share the information on that. So now at the question number 3, you start to think about, is your family paying the property management cost? If maybe your answer is yes, strata properties for the common facilities, and maybe soon, because I'm not staying in the city, so I still staying in the affordable landed place. Maybe you are not in the position to pay the property management cost yet, because maybe soon limited land with more affordable strata properties. If you move to the KL or move to the city, then maybe you need to consider you need to pay the property management cost, or maybe you have other open-end answer on that. So do you know the Strata Management Act? I think after a short brief on that, and maybe your answer, you know that it's an act for strata property management, and maybe like it's an act for some things, and you want to further go to see you need to have better understanding. Because like I'm more on the scientists and the engineers, like I try to brief a little bit on the legal things because I'm not qualified to say that much of the legal things. So now we come to this the last interesting subtopic is that the PropTech 3.0, the future of the real estate. After the COVID times, we get used with the touch and go digital payment with the e-wallet and all these things. Actually, this exists long times already. Up to the COVID times, we start to be aware like the widest spreading. I don't want to pass the money to the business owner because it has potential of the virus or the bacterial transfer to passing the physical money, and we start to have more digital transaction and this part of the fintech. But the usage of the smart technology for the financial transaction we call fintech, and the use of the smart technology to have a better property transaction we call it the PropTech. Is that like PropTech is the future of the real estate? We don't know, but we try to give a brief like what is the PropTech. Is the infotech, fintech, PropTech beneath the buzzwords like the PropTech is about the information transaction and the management on that. The internet and mobile telephony enabled upon the technology, and now we come up the different age with the smart technology, and we use the term like the PropTech. So it's about the information provisions like nowadays we have a lot of information and the transactions and also the management on that. So you can see how the PropTech, this thing come out like, actually it's booming. It start with the fintech industry, like with the online payment. If you are overseas before, you use like you was in UK, you go to bidding the item in the eBay and you pay using a PayPal. After that, we have like the Alipay, Tencent Pay, and all these methods of the paying. And in Malaysia, we have touch and go. So there's the growing of the fintech industry with the crowdfunding also and online transactions. And then further go, we have the PropTech in the real estate in fintech. Ideally, but this PropTech is not only subset of the fintech, but it's more comprehensive. It is own with the PropTech, but in the intersection, we can say that it's a real estate fintech on that. It's also part of the smart economies, like in the ecological system. So, but for today's topics, we won't talk that much on the PropTech. If you are interested or are still being invited, we can talk about in our next talk. And here got a very short videos on that. And this for the SAY Business School. And they have the PropTech research centers on that. And you can have a look if you are really interested on that. And they have the PropTech real estate 3.0. You can download, have a detailed look on that. So I think my time is here. Thank you for all the participations, and I think I pass back the floor to Kenny. Sorry, Kenny, I'm quite very long-winded. I leave the floor back to you. Hi, Kenny, can you hear me? I think maybe it has a line problem on that. Kenny? Yeah. I think unfortunately maybe like it's internet disconnected from the Kenny side. And I think uh, I open the floor from the participants. If you have any sharing or any questions, you can turn on your mic. Yeah, I think I give some sharings on that. You can type if you any questions. You can type on the. Yeah. Okay, I got one questions regarding the smart city is what is about the smart living? Yeah, I think the question is quite general and interesting. It's come back if you come back like what we mentioned about the smart living. Actually, you can see like uh, from our scientist point of view, like a lot of problem is because of the demands of the space and the growth of the populations. Because the population is growing, so that's why like we we have to have uh, create the more space and live in a more sustainable way and in a smart way. So we cannot use the old style of the way to sustain our economy because we have more population and we have the climate change issue and we are living in a smart and sustainable living way. So that's the what is a smart living about. I hope it's answered the questions of on very general questions on the what's the smart living. Okay. So any other questions from the floor?
No, sorry, Prof. Lam. Now my internet connection was down.
Oh, it's all right, Kenny. No, I think
Yeah.
I'm too long-winded until your internet
No.
is
No, no,
disconnected.
no. Because
I just
now
finished
I'm now
answering
at
one question. Yeah, I
yeah,
pass back the floor to you.
sure. So there's a question from Engineer Heng Ai Chow. He's asking, can change the slides to presentation mode? I think all this while is in presentation mode, right?
Yeah, I
I
think in
think
presentation mode.
that's not yeah. And then a question from Engineer Dr. Wang Hongkok, our founders of UDSIG. Prof, I thought the term smart city or for that matter, smart living is offensive to some of us who do not think we are not smart intelligence. Do you think or agree better the term is conducive city?
It has yeah, thank you for the questions. Like we are thinking like many other different terms to describe what's the future lifestyle. And previously, like you can see, we only use the terms like sustainable city, and later we try to use the term smart city. After that, maybe because of the internet boomings and we have a lot of IoT elements and industry IR 4.0. So now the most widely accepted term is the smart sustainable city. And but I believe that is maybe need more input to get this definition to be clear, because this thing is very new, and appreciate your input as well. Hope answer your questions.
Yeah, I think this is a smart or conducive is a it can be is ongoing debate.
Maybe it can be included
Anyway, I
into
think smart
the
is also quite appropriate as we are. Yeah, I think smart is also quite appropriate in terms of like we try to be smart in terms of everything we do.
yes, because I think smart and sustainable now is the two terms is widely being accepted. I think is maybe I think sustainable is more in parallel to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. I think that's why like they want to keep the terms of the sustainable, like particular you can see this one SDG 11 sustainable city and community. That's why like they try to add one smart, try to still the sustainable city, but they try to use the smart element to make the sustainable city happen.
Right. And then there's
Thank you,
another
Kenny.
question from Dr. Wang is asking how do you link the carbon emissions in modern days to a smart city? I thought whoever that emits carbon should bear the cost. So is it smart city? Is it directly proportional to the increase of carbon emissions? This is what
Yeah,
Wang want to highlight.
I think that's very interesting. That there's an interesting statement. I think it's more on the suggestions like how to links like regarding the carbon emissions and with the smart city, and it's very good like because like it's a way on all these things. You can see like the carbon emission problems is a lot like it's due to the population increasing and the climate change. So if we have the carbon emissions, and we need to change the lifestyle, and the smart city, the one of the most important components like in the smart city, like you can see like we have many components of the smart city. So one of the components of the smart city is the smart living. In terms of when we talk about the smart living, we will connect to the smart environment as well. So reduce the pollution and use of the sustainable technology, environmental sustainability, and also like the zero carbon emission lifestyle. So the smart city will include like the smart government, smart economy, smart mobility, smart environment, smart people, and smart living. which is more comprehensive on that.
Yes. I think building the smart city might cause the carbon emissions, but in long run, with the smart economy, smart governments, and all these smart environments and smart properties, this will contribute to a low carbon emissions in long run. Hope this answered Dr. Wang's questions. There's a questions from myself. I'm interested to know, like, with the introductions of AI applications like ChatGPT, how do you think AI infrastructures will be introduced in terms of Malaysia context? If let's say we are aspire to become a smart city in futures.
I think thank you, Kenny, for the questions. Like I think Chat GPT is a very hot topic now. It will influence like every way. In the end, like it will incorporate into the thinking way of the smart city. So I think it will like have good influence on uh, the database city with the good self-learning functions. Because when we talk about the smart city, like we smart and sustainable city, we try to toward a zero carbon emission city, and this is friendly not only for the working person in that economy, but also like the city good for the children and women and elderly. And all these things need a process of the produce a lot of data, produce a lot of data, like it needs the artificial intelligence, like to use this data for the self-learning to propose what's the next step of this city will be better. Hope
So
this
it's more.
answer your
So this
your
is more
question,
to
Kenny.
self-learning, right? Yeah, yeah. I
I
think this
would
is
think this will
something.
be more to the self-learning. If we come to the smart city, that means like we collect all the data. We collect all the data, like compare like if the conventional city we didn't collect like every single of the data. I If we talk about the smart city and the lifestyle of the people living and smart economy, smart government, then all will produce a big data. And all this big data in the end, like we will go through the artificial intelligence process with the self-learning. So GPT and the Open AI is only like the small part on that. I think eventually the same thing will incorporate uh, into the smart city. We can imagine like since like now we got no choice, everyone want to pay the property management fee. Why not we use the money to make our community to be more smarter and sustainable? So and why not like we try to start gather the all the single data we have and go through the AI analysis, try to have a self-learning to propose the better future of our community. Yeah, that's my some of my input.
I see. Thank you for your sharing. So far, we still don't have any other questions yet.
So like that is it's good. Maybe like all the particip hope all the participants learn something and happy with the talk.
I think the talk is talking about because you would like to share your insight into the possibility of cost reductions with the assistance of smart technologies with informations, robot, and IoTs, right? Maybe you can make a wrap up. What are the uh, possibility of cost reductions, like the biggest possibilities when we adopt smart technologies, robot IoTs?
Yes, because in our, I'm also one of the persons cannot prevent to pay the property maintenance fees, and our property maintenance fee, the big portion we need to go for the security, and we go for the cleaning. I think in futures, like if we in long run, after we do a good cost benefits analysis, it is possible like we use the robotic method like maybe the in the intermediate conditions, maybe the semi-robotic method, try to do the routine job like the for the security and the cleaning job. I think recently like we have one drama from Hong Kong TVB. It's quite nice. I think they have a very good imagination. If you watch that TV before, Kenny, I think it's romance in AI. They have the a robotic the story regarding the robotic security guard and all these things. I would see like this thing will happen in our community, but it depends. I didn't put the times on that. Uh, we cannot resist like the minimum wages will continue to increase, and up to certain point when we do the cost benefit analysis, we think robot cleaner and the robot security should come in. That's the times we're able to reduce the cost.
I see. Reduce the cost in terms of operations because we do in a very smart way, right? That is the whole
Yes,
idea of
yes.
adopting
Actually,
technologies.
it's no difference like last time like we go to the bank like we have a good service, and slowly they all this like bank in check and we deposit money, they ask you to go to the ATM machine. Actually it's no difference with that. So some of the repeated functions that will be replaced by the robot and by the machine. I would see like now the property management cost a lot of most of the payment is we pay on the a part of the maintenance is pay on the human capital. So in the end, like we have more machine and robot will come in, like we will reduce the usage of the manpower.
I see. I see. Um, Another question from me just pop up from my mind. Um, Regarding the global population's rise, I felt like I have a different opinions because the people now, I don't know, I have a sensation that people are now want to get more childrens, want to have more childrens in general, specifically in China. People are not because they feel like the environment is too competitive, so they stop having more children, and this will lead to populations drop in the upcoming years. Just would like to seek your opinions on this. Like you shared just now, right? The United Nations will reach 8 billion on 15 November 2022.
Yeah, I think it's should be this one. You can see like particularly the Africa.
Ah, I see.
You
Or in
will
the
see like
context of Africa, I
yeah.
see.
So somewhere in the world like uh maybe in some of the developed countries they will slow down, but in some of the places actually they are increasing.
See, I see. So with there's a projections that the populations will increase in other areas of the world, especially um, not the Africa areas, right? So this
If
will create a demand of space in economy. See,
yes, you can see like when we 10 years 10 years youngest we are talk about our population is only 7 billion with it,
yes,
and now we are 10 years like after that, now it's 8 billion. I think the population will still increasing. I do agree as well. Now the modern living will have less and less children, but you can see like it has in somewhere in the world like, but they plan to have more and more children. So I think this is from the United Nations. Their considerations like with the global considerations, there will things like our populations is will keep increasing. So because like if we come back to the China history, like in the ancient time, like Tang Dynasty, actually the population is 1 million population is already very huge population. Compared now, like we got 8 billion population, and it seems the trend is will still increasing according to the United Nations and the nature.
I see. I think it's in general, population will increase.
It will increase
worldwide,
maybe up
yeah.
to Kenny is correct also, up to a stagnant point. So we don't know when is the stagnant point yet.
I see.
Yeah. We just
So that's
realized
why.
like in the past 10, 20 years, we from 7 billion up to 8 billion already.
Unless there is a very major event in the world, COVID-19, and again, then the population will go down. Or a very catastrophic event happen, then only population will decrease. Otherwise, in general, the populations will keep on increasing. Right? All right. Okay, let me see any other questions. I think yes, there's another question from Mr. Ng Shin Wei. Is smart city only for smart people as in slide 25? Then would all the non-smart people not qualify to be a smart city? So this is the questions from Mr. Ng.
It's a very interesting question. So definitely no, because actually just the name is a smart city. Actually, it's for everyone. It's just like we can't prevent us. We need to use the smartphone. So it's some of the elderly they will resist to using the smartphone, and some of the elderly they didn't resist using the smartphone. But we can't resist like the world is changing. The smartphone become very important, particularly during the COVID times. We go everywhere. It's like if we want to go grocery, we need to scan the code MySejahtera. So actually, the smart city is a new way of the living. This kind of new way of the living, we need to have. It's not say like the people want to be smart enough, and we can say like because now the economy is going a lot to be smart. Like the smart is means like focus a lot of the industry revolution 4.0, robotics to reduce the human usage, like data, big data, data learning using the AI. Like just now, Kenny mentioned the ChatGPT, and we talk about the carbon emissions with the smart environment, and we want the people more easy to transfer from one place to another place. It wouldn't have happens like you are at the north of the KL, you didn't have no transport to the south of the KL for the business discussion. maybe previously like we don't have road and this will happen, but we need to have the smart mobility. It's not like saying like the people smart enough or not smart enough. Actually, the smart city is uh, we have the modern infrastructure, we have the smartphone, and this is the new way of the living. So that's the actual meaning. So you can see from all the definition, it didn't mention like on any something like what kind of people should live, what kind of people not should live. It's mostly mentions on the functionality of this kind of the city.
Yeah.
Thank you for the questions.
To me, smart city is like to cater everyone in a smarter way, with a lot of smart living, smart economy, which is to cater everyone. So this not means it's not to cater for non-smart people. So there's another
Definitely,
question.
I think it's maybe misunderstanding the smart is not like your intelligence smart. The smart here is means something like using the modern data device. This the smart is means like the smart it means here like using the ICD function. It's not means your intelligence smart, your brain is smart. No, so that's different thing. Oh, sorry, Kenny, for interruption. Yes, what's the next
Correct. I think,
question?
yeah. Next question is from engineers Sukhdev Singh. Engineer Sukhdev Singh. Smart cities must also have smart
Enforcement to sustain smart city environment and wellness. Your comment, please.
Sure. We have the smart environments components. Uh, you can see, try to observe like our energy saving like in Kuala Lumpur. Like previously, very old times back, like we need someone to open the light. Maybe like uh, the street light is on at 7 a.m. Night time, maybe to 8 uh, 7 p.m. night time to 8 a.m. in the morning, maybe 12 hours, for example. And they put more sensor on that, maybe like the light sensing and all these things. And they put more sensor like to sense the rainfall and the flood conditions. And they put more sensor to sense the water quality and the air quality. So actually, all these are the smart elements. You will think about the smart city actually like a city with the modern way with a lot of big data. The first thing is collecting the data, and with the smart economy, actually now the smart economy is means like a lot of the database economy. But previously we will say like it's a knowledge based economy. Smart economy like uh, should be more on the database economy. Like we have a lot of data, can do the self learning, and able to use the artificial intelligence method to predict the future, and including the environment just now mentioned, like we will have the sensor to gather a lot of the environment information, then try to have the early warning system to prevent the pollution. Yeah, hope answer the this important question on the environment things. Thank you.
Yeah. I would maybe add on a bit in my opinions. I feel like with blockchain technologies adopts the smart contracts where there's auto executions of the enforcements. Uh, if let's say, um, I mean, if let's say something, I mean, if let's say mechanisms A will trigger mechanism B to happen, then this also can adopt in smart city in the future.
Thank you, Kenny, for your kind input.
This is just my opinion.
Yeah, it's very
There's
good.
another question.
Very quick sharing.
There's also another question from Engineer Long Hee. Wish that these PPT presentations could be shared to participants.
Yes, it can be shared. I think you can look for the IEM officer when you do the registration. This can be shared.
AEM registrations, right, means look for Miss Puan Sharo.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think we have a lot of opportunities as engineers. We will have a lot of opportunities to be part of these revolutions.
Yes, I would think like and you can see like our economy is going more and more depends on the data. My after I got my engineering degree, actually my master is more on information system. It's under computer science. It will depends on a lot of data, like to predict what happens next. So you will see like we have a lot of new companies, something like Google and Amazon, and even like in our construction industry, like Country Gardens, they try to invest a lot on the robotic constructions, and even like in our authority in the construction industry, they push forward the BIM, building information management. All these are the part of the smart economy, and we create a lot of opportunity. And this thing is the element of the smart city, smart people, smart environment, and definitely all these things we add up together, integrate, will be a smart city and with the sustainable elements. Yeah, I think we will have a lot of opportunity. We need a lot of engineer to contribute on that.
Right. So let me check any more questions. I think so far there's no questions.
Okay, maybe is that about our
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lam, Engineer Dr. Prof. Lam, for your valuable sharings in terms of smart cities and strata management.
And
Thank
thank
you a
you
lot.
to Kenny also and all the participation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time to participate in these sessions. We will see you in the next coming UED SIG activities.